Good evening, my wild and beautiful friends. Thanks so much for coming by. I have got eyelashes on and I've brushed my hair. It's a Christmas miracle. I'm in Salt Lake City and I'm headed to Whole Foods. I'm a little bit on a budget, but I want to find some Christmas vegan goodies and I want to share with you what I found. Come on along and let's see what we can find. Okie dokie guys, we're back at home. I thought I'd share with you some of the things I found. I actually found some really great deals. I found these Just Egg bottles. They're usually fairly on the pricey side at our Smith's Marketplace, but I found if you have an Amazon Prime account, I'm probably late to the game, you can save a very good amount of money. So when you're at the store, anything that's on sale is an additional 10% off if you use your Amazon Prime account. So 2 for $5.40 for those Voila cheeses, which are pretty pricey in the first place. So I thought that was a great deal. Whole Foods in Salt Lake is also the only place I can find matzo crackers. So I got some of those, got some almond milk eggnog, and I decided I'd kind of go the route of making Steve and I a little bit of a charcuterie board for Christmas Eve night. So I've got some dates, some gorgeous figs. These little heirloom purple and red and yellow potatoes were on sale. I thought they'd be perfect for our charcuterie board as well. Also got some on sale marshmallows. I also got just a couple stocking stuffers. They had some Burt's Bees chapstick that was on sale. I love that color. Some bath soaks and some bubbles that turn your bath purple. I also have been on a rice cake kick and found these multigrain thins for only $2. So I think we're doing pretty good here. Let me show you guys what we're gonna do to our charcuterie board. So I've rinsed our potatoes and we're just gonna take out a few. It's just Steve and I, so we don't need a ton. I'm gonna cut them in half. Look how gorgeous those are. I love purple potatoes. There's something about them that just makes you feel so much more fancy. So I'm gonna cut a few up here and then I'm going to toss them in some olive oil, some rosemary, a bit of garlic, salt and pepper, and I'm gonna roast them in the oven, cut side down for about 20 minutes. You just want them to get nice and tender on the inside and browned and crunchy on the outside. These little guys are pretty small, so they don't take super long to cook off in the oven. I've got the oven at 400 degrees if I didn't say that before. Just gonna roast them right on up. And while those are cooking on up, we're going to make a super simple stuffed date. It's gonna be the perfect little sweet treat jewel for our charcuterie board. I've just got these gorgeous chewy dates here. I'm cutting them not all the way in half, just one side so we can kind of make a little bowl to stuff it with. And we're gonna stuff it with whatever nut butter you've got on hand. I've got cashew. You can also add actual nuts as well, whatever you desire or whatever you've got in your pantry. I'm just gonna close these on up, if I could spit it out, and toss them in the freezer for about 5 minutes, and that way they'll firm up just a little bit, and then we're going to dunk them in our dark chocolate once they've firmed up a little bit. You can dunk it all the way in and totally coat it, or you can just coat the edge so you can still see the nut butter and the date, whatever you're in the mood for, whatever's easiest, anything goes. And then once we're dunked in the dark chocolate, we're gonna toss them back in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes so they can firm on up, and you'll be good to go. We're also gonna start cutting up some of our cheeses. So I was definitely impressed with the pricing on this Voila cheese. I really love this brand. It's usually a little bit on the pricey side, about $5 at our local Smith's Marketplace. But with the Amazon Prime deal, it was, let me do the math really quick, $2.70 per item, which is such a great deal. It was all I could do to not buy like 5 more of these because I really don't need them in my life, but they're delicious and it's definitely a treat for the holidays. So I'm going to cut up our cheese. I'm going to break open these figs so you can see how gorgeous the inside is on our platter here. These are also really chewy and caramely and delicious, really good with the cheese. I'm also filling in with things that I've had in my fridge or stuff that I've bought just at like Smith's or Trader Joe's. Got this Hope hummus, and I just want to share with you kind of how I assemble a charcuterie board. There's really no wrong way to do it. I'm going to attempt to make this really beautiful for you guys. So this is technically a cream cheese, but it actually tastes quite a bit like cheese ball, so that's what I'm going to use it as. I realized with the spoon it just looks like a chunk of butter on our charcuterie board, which I'm not against, but I thought I'd try to make it look a little bit prettier. So, I decided to use a ice cream scoop, so that way you can get a uniform, pretty shape out of your soft cheese or cream cheese or whatever you're using. Then I'm just gonna kind of build all of my other ingredients around those dips. I've got these matzo crackers. Whole Foods is the only place I can find matzo crackers in Utah right now. I have wonderful memories of having egg and onion matzo crackers with butter all over them when I was a kid. If you've never had a matzo cracker with butter on it, I don't know if that's a traditional thing. I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't know much about Jewish cuisine, although I love it so. Matzo crackers with butter are my jam. Now it's vegan butter, but it's still just about as good. So I'm just going to break these up and put them around our hummus. Like I said, there's really no wrong way to do it. I'm just kind of showing you some ideas of how you can arrange everything. I think the idea is to get colors kind of sporadically placed around your board and to fill everything really, really full. And sometimes that takes putting stuff on the board, taking it off, moving things around until you get the aesthetic that you're really looking for. Our potatoes are done, so I just coated them with a little bit of that shredded Parmesan cheese that we found. I'm so excited to dip those in the hummus. They look so good and they smell so good and roasty and garlicky and rosemary-y. I've also got some of that Parmesan sliced up, trying to figure out where the heck to put it here. I think Whole Foods did a solid on finding some inexpensive, beautiful ingredients. And we've got some fresh rosemary and some other herbs for a little bit of color and texture. Trying to be quick for you guys. We're losing lighting quick here. This whole winter lighting situation makes things a little bit tricky. So I'm just adding a little bit of fairy lights because it's Christmas. And we're going to place those gorgeous little stuffed dates on our board, and I think we'll be almost there. And there you have it, a Whole Foods on a budget, gorgeous vegan charcuterie platter. There's really no wrong way to do this, guys. Super simple. We're just missing one final touch. I mean, it is Christmas Eve after all. It is definitely eggnog season. So I'm just pouring in a little bit of bourbon, and we're going to top it with that almond milk eggnog that we found. Pretty reasonably priced. I've never tried this brand for eggnog before. If you have, let me know what you think. I'm curious. It looks really creamy and luscious, so I think it's going to make the perfect cocktail. I'm just going to pour that in, and then we're going to stir them on up. I do think if you shake these, it's a little better. We realized after we made this first round that shaken makes it more frothy for obvious reasons and a little bit more creamy as well. I'm going to top them once we stir them up with a little bit of fresh nutmeg, and we will be good to go. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We hope that you're staying safe and healthy, and Merry Christmas. Can't wait to talk to you soon. Cheers.